Hello, everyone, all around the world. We ended up having to take that dog to the shelter. The reason is a bit annoying. We waited for as long as we could. Nobody answered our call out there for who lost his dog. And when the call came per se, it was already too late. My daughter was very concerned about the fact that the dog may have mange, which is very contagious to other animals, especially dogs. And then you never know. The condition the dog was in, yeah, it was a bit iffy. So she took him to the vet to see if he had a chip. Didn't have a chip. Uh, if there is a possibility that your dog, okay, left alone, as I said, they're left alone long enough in the backyard, they're going to figure out somehow to escape. They just do. I've had enough dogs like that. So to have a collar on, which all these dogs here ever had, uh, uh, and my all of my children's dogs have collars on where there's the phone number on it, and their name. So this dog didn't have anything. So again, it's like, well, what do you do? She took him to the vet, no chip, and she said, well, can you have a look at him and see what's going on with him? And they literally told my daughter, well, we can give you an appointment like in a week, uh, to check and see. And I said we were willing to pay the money to go see what's going on with this dog. And I said, well, it could be a flea allergy. Well, it could be the mange. Well, it could be whatever. But it couldn't be seen yesterday to check and see really what was going on. And my daughter even pleaded with them, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out, right? They're veterinarians, right? It's not like they've never seen anything like this. Yeah, my accent coming out. Nope, they wouldn't do it. And so I was like, well, okay. Just a quick check. Can't you just want to know what's going on with the dog? And no, couldn't do it. Could not do it. And my daughter came back and she said, Mom, I'm going to have to take, and they told her, just take him to the shelter. She didn't want to do that. But again, we had to think of the other animals we had here and really didn't have another choice than to bring them to the shelter. And then, I told my daughter, I said, look, if nobody comes to claim the dog, let them know we'll come and get him again, because once he's in the shelter, no one comes and gets him. First of all, he'll get fixed, which he wasn't either, and they'll check him out. Yes, and they told my daughter that, so she brought him to the shelter, and they told my daughter, check back again in 5 days, 5 or 7 days. Right? And but anyway, then by afternoon, somebody says, oh, I think this is my son's dog. And, it was like, ugh, okay, so be it. And I can't help worrying. It's like, it's one of these things, right? Can't just steal someone else's dog. Couldn't just keep him. Had to do something due to the fact we were worried about what he may have. And so there it is. It ran its course, and he's probably back now. We don't know if they went and picked him up yet. We're going to check again today. So he still might end up at our farm. We don't know yet. I'm leaving it kind of in God's hands, per se, and see what's going to happen. Stuff like that just gets me. I couldn't help but post my video on my Facebook page yesterday and just tell people, please realize that an animal is not a toy. It's not a toy. It's not just a trend. It's a lifetime. The life of the animal. It's a lifetime commitment. when you take in an animal. So make good choices there, right? Yes? Anyway, there it is. Ugh. And that goes, yeah, again, that also goes for children. Make good choices. And if you are sexually active out there, if people are sexually active out there, then they have to take under consideration that there might be a baby created. That's just what it is. It's not complicated. And if one's not ready for it, yeah, birth control? I found in my own life, and all of our children were more than welcomed. There was no problem with whatever, but they were definitely, they decided on their own when to show up, okay? Uh, doesn't always work. It just doesn't. And again, uh, what that tells me as well is, or as I said, with all the life experience, all the stories that I've heard with this and that in my own life, when it comes to a baby that suddenly, well, I'm pregnant. Oh, we're pregnant, honey. Right? It is God's will, not our will. It seems as if these little spirits floating around in spirit world still that haven't had a parent, haven't had parents and experienced life here on earth, they do decide one way or another, and I could get farther into that, who their parents are. And when you are honored enough to be a part of a creation like that, a baby, no matter what the circumstances are, don't abandon the baby. It's a test for the parents as well. All right. Are there some circumstances where I have to say, wow, seriously? Uh, Especially when it comes to young girls. I'm talking girls, not young women, teenage women, or old early 20s women, or I'm talking children who are early risers when it comes to getting their period and all that, and then get raped, this and that, and end up being pregnant 8, 9 years old. Yeah, one wonders, how is that? How does that work? Yes, are there some decisions, difficult decisions that have to be made in a circumstance like that? Yes, absolutely yes. And again, to be completely just, there is no excuse in any way, no way for an abortion. Well, that's not, then you're just on the extreme right. Then people are just, I say, there are few, rare occasions where I have to say there isn't any other way for the safety of the girl as well. Do you know what I'm talking about? No? One doesn't understand the difference here? And then you go after the rapist. And I know sometimes they're not the rapist, they're not considered that. Because they are, oh, some countries you get married to little girls. You go after them. They're rapists. Regardless, they are rapists. But again, oh, we have to honor culture, this and that. Yes, even evil culture. Okay, all right. Hey. It happens all around the world. It happens even in this country. So, again, I went and checked out on how many soldiers have died. And yeah, there are children who were soldiers. still now, in the past, during all the wars in history up till now, over a billion people have been killed in war. We're reading a lot about war in here right now, aren't we? Yes? Yeah. And people seriously want to believe that God is a part of that. A billion people all around the world throughout the 6,000 years of history when it comes to the human mind evolved, spirit received, 6,000 years, and we managed to kill each other off to a billion. That does not include all the murders around the globe that also have occurred, still are occurring, in the thousands and thousands every day. Wow. We are some people, aren't we? All right. Not saying it is as the course ran as it did, but we can change. Can we not change? I think we can. Let's be a part of God's will and ideal for mankind. Rather continually just do what we desire. Rather desire. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, said that. Let's get going in the book of Isaiah. I know about the freedom thing, this and that. I get it. It's not. I know World War II. What if nobody would have stepped in? I get it. It's not that. It's, as I said, started way farther back. But shouldn't we start somewhere and start saying no? I said, if there were a war, nobody would go to. It's my sister's quote. I heard that the first time from my sister. If there were a war, many, many, many years ago. He says, what if there were a war and nobody would go? No one would go. Then what? Is war so palatable to people all around the world? Is it? All right. Book of Isaiah 38. The illness and cure of Hezekiah. About then Hezekiah fell ill and was at the point of death. Oh, so he was not doing well either. Remember in the last video, Sennacherib is punished and dies, gets struck down. So now, but Hezekiah also is getting sick. But that's going to be looked at completely different, isn't it? Yes? Yes? Okay, all right. Let's keep reading. And was at the point of death. The prophet Isaiah, son of Amos, came and said to him, Yahweh says this, put your affairs in order, for you are going to die. You will not live. Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and addressed this prayer to Yahweh. Ah, Yahweh, remember, I beg you, that I have behaved faithfully and with sincerity of heart in your presence and done what you regard as right. Oh, did you just hear that? And Hezekiah shed many tears. Let me read this sentence one more time. Yeah, sometimes one word makes a bit of a difference. Yes? It is in here as it is. I'm reading it as someone else wrote it down. I beg you that I have behaved faithfully and with sincerity of heart in your presence and done what you regard as right. He did what he thinks is what God wants regards as right. Why would he say that? What has Hezekiah done then before? That only now, he says, but I've done in your presence, I've done what you regard as right. Are you getting this? Are people getting that? Oh, why didn't I mention all the people died in the war and God has nothing to do with it? Then the word of Yahweh came to Isaiah. Oh, it didn't. So again, Hezekiah, here's Isaiah, the prophet, and of course he's standing right there telling Hezekiah what God, said. And here is Hezekiah, has his head turned to the wall. He's not speaking to Isaiah and talks to Yahweh. So I'm sure that Isaiah heard him. Yes? And then God does not speak directly again to Hezekiah. But Isaiah says, then the word of Yahweh came to Isaiah, not to Hezekiah. Go and say to Hezekiah. Go and say again. Hezekiah is already there, isn't he? Isaiah is already there. Came and the prophet Isaiah, son of Amos, came and said to him, and here's go and say to Hezekiah. Well, go means he's not there. He has to still go to him. Okay, I'm just saying. So, Yahweh, the God of your ancestor David, says this: I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I shall cure you. In 3 days' time, you will go up to the temple of Yahweh. I shall add 15 years to your life. I shall save you and this city from the king of Assyria's clutches and defend this city for my sake and my servant David's sake. I don't believe a word of this. Nope. I have no doubt Hezekiah was sick, and then, I don't know, I probably had plenty of doctors, and he got well, but they had to make this kind of, again, got to be a prophecy thing, number one. It's got to look, it has to, this is a king. God never approved a king for Israel. Never. The people just did what they wanted to. And God says, well, if that's what you want, if I'm not good enough for you, go ahead and do what you want. You're going to do what you want anyway. You have free will. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a mess. I think by now, and at Hezekiah's time, the people did realize it's a mess. We're in a mess. Here we are, just about getting run over again. We're already being told, hey, you can live here for a while and still enjoy your goods, but then we're going to move you to my country. The Assyrian king said that, right? Where you can also enjoy all the goods. Yeah. So now they're going to have to figure out how can we elevate, again, the king's position, make it fabulous, and pull God into it so that the people still believe. Very smart. It's very good manipulators here, right? Yes, people on the top are good manipulators, regardless. Bring a fig poultice, Isaiah said. Apply it to the ulcer, and he will recover. Oh, okay, there you go. He had a boil. He had a boil. Boils can be really, really painful. Oh, so he had a boil. And Isaiah just happened to also kind of know some medicine. Okay. Hezekiah said, what is the sign to tell me that I shall be going up to the temple of Yahweh? Huh? Here, Isaiah replied, is the sign from Yahweh that he will do what he has said. Look, I shall make the shadow cast by the declining sun on the steps to Ahaz's roof room. Go back 10 steps, and the sun went back the 10 steps by which it had declined. All right, whatever. You know what? I'm not going to get into that. I'm not even going to go into that. All right. Oh, dear me. The canticle of Hezekiah. Canticle of Hezekiah, king of Judah, after his illness and recovery. Oh, okay. So he was not at death's door. He was not. Okay. I thought in the noon of my life I am to depart. At the gates of Sheol I shall be held for the rest of my days. I thought I shall never see Yahweh again in the land of the living. I shall never see again a single one of those who live on earth. I thought I shall never see Yahweh again in the land of the living. He never did see Yahweh. Yahweh never answered him. He always went through Isaiah, which though I don't believe that either. I don't think Yahweh told either one anything. They just made this all up. I shall never see again a single one of those who live on earth. Okay. My home has been pulled up and thrown away like a shepherd's tent. Like a weaver, I have rolled up my life. He has cut me from the loom. From dawn to dark, you have been making an end of me. Till daybreak, I cried for help. Like a lion, he has crushed all my bones. From dawn to dark. You have been making an end of me. Okay, let's see if this is the king of a country. He has lots of people under him. He's dying. And he's all just thinking of himself and what he won't be able to do anymore. And I don't know, she's so pitiful, right? Yes, let's keep reading now. Guys, I can't help it. Is nobody noticing this? I twitter like a swallow, I moan like a dove. My eyes have grown dim from looking up. Lord, I am overwhelmed. Come to my help. How can I speak and what can I say to him? He is the one to act. I must eke out the rest of my years in bitterness of soul. I thought he was dying right then and there, but I guess he's not. The Lord is over them. They live, and everything in them lives by his Spirit. You will cure me, restore me to life. At once my bitterness turns to well-being. See, they're making this into some kind of a healing thing, where then the people are, oh my gosh, God healed Hezekiah. Yahweh healed Hezekiah. This is a farce right here. I do not believe that's what happened. For you have preserved my soul from the pit of nothingness. You have thrust all my sins behind you. For Sheol cannot praise you, nor death celebrate you. Those who go down to the pit can hope no longer in your constancy. The living are the ones who praise you, as I do today. Fathers tell their sons about your constancy. There you go. Yahweh, come to my help, and we will make our harps resound all the days of our life in the temple of Yahweh. All right, and there again, if I'm being healed, if I'm then we're gonna go and pay tribute to Yahweh. All right, that's the end of 38. I'm sorry if I come across harsh about all this. I am a bit tired of, again, what is this doing in the Bible? This is obviously not the truth. When it comes to even when people read this today, miraculously, on how Hezekiah survived. Survived what exactly? I said, you're in a lot of pain. You feel like dying, but you may not necessarily be dying, right? You're in enough pain, you wish you could die, but you may not necessarily be dying either. Just saying. Then, okay, well, let's take care of this ulcer, right? And supposedly it could be taken care of from the outside, so so it was skin deep. It wasn't even in his organs or anywhere. Sounds like that. I'm going to check out if fig poultice, fig leaves, bring a fig poultice. I'm going to find out if that can draw out a boil or something, right? Yes? Well, infections at that time, I have no doubt, were kind of serious, right? And could get very badly infected if not treated properly. So I don't know. And then the last part of it is all about Hezekiah. He's a king. He's not just some farmer saying, man, you know what? I have a feeling if this would have happened to a farmer there or a shepherd, we would have heard, and they would have had a chance to write down. And after they were feeling better, this and that, said, I was so worried that I wouldn't be able to take care of my fields, my family, my children anymore. What are they going to do without me? So worried. What will happen to my flock of sheep? And again, that's their livelihood, my family, my children, my old parents. Please, God, help me get better. so I can keep fulfilling my responsibilities. That's not what we're hearing here, though, do we? Yes? I may be harsh when I read this and go, what is this? But it's true, isn't it? All right, so that's it for today. Yes? Oh, I mentioned a joke yesterday when I mentioned the churches, right? Going to church and Hezekiah did in his torn clothes. He goes to church, to the temple, and here at the end too, right? What does he say? Oh, when I'm all well again, then we're gonna have music and all the trumpets going again in the temple, right? Going in the temple, yeah. Oh, I said thank you. Okay, what if you had died? Would they have done the same thing? Well, we have to go and thank God for. Well, Hezekiah died, so be it, but we're still going to have to go and give thanks to God, regardless. There's a whole lot of other things going right. No? No. So, there's this guy. He thought, oh, I'll go to church. He went to church in jeans, cowboy boots, a shirt. He was clean, cowboy hat, that kind of. And went to church. I thought, I'll just go to church. I'm going to see what maybe I'll get some good guidance from God. And goes in, and immediately the people all there started whispering about his get-up. He sat down and listened to the preacher. And said, oh, okay. People kind of giving him sideways looks. Nobody shook his hand. Nobody came up to him, just whispering. After church, some of the parishioners went up to the priest and said, hey, go and tell this guy that he needs to dress differently to come to church. So he said, oh, yeah, I noticed that too. So he goes and tells the guy, I said, hi, how are you? He said, oh, I'm good. I said, how did you like the church? The service? Yeah, it was good. It was all right. He says, well, there's just one thing. I would like you to go home and pray about on how you should come to church, dressed to church. Guy says, oh, okay. And then tell me next Sunday. If you come back, tell me next Sunday what God told you. Week goes by. Sunday, church again. Guy shows up in the same get-up. People again looking at the priest. I guess what you said didn't work. Or again. After Sunday service, priest goes up to the guy and says, hi, I see you're back. I said, yeah. So, did you do what I asked you to do and pray about, how you come dressed to church? And talk to God, ask God about it. The guy says, yeah, I did. The priest says, well, what would he say? He says, God said he wouldn't know. He's never been to your church. There. I think this is a good lesson, a good joke. That's a good lesson in a joke. Where people in a church, you should have a Sunday service and ask yourselves, all of you, including your pastor, priest, reverend, is God actually among you? Is our heavenly parent among you when you're in church? Is he there? Or is it just you? Just asking. Yes? No. Okay. That's it. That's all I have to share this morning. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Yes. Real quick. Let's see. Where are we at? I thought about. as I thought about the jokes, and I said, "Oh, is God in my life?" All I can tell you is that the continued care that I receive, the things that are happening, the the bounty that I constantly receive, which this could be something, and then it just multiplies suddenly. Uh, Something where I feel, besides everything else, Spirit World, my Heavenly Parent, greatly supports me and is pleased with how I am trying. Yes? All right. My dearest brother in faith, Eldridge, I hope you're doing all right. I need to get in contact with you somehow. Let's keep praying. Yes? And I will talk to you another time.